Aurawest here, and today we're going to be doing Mystery Person. If you are new to my channel, you can find the timestamps, as always, down below in the comment section. Just look for my name. It'll be highlighted and pinned. Show more info, and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever sign you want to watch. Please use them. I put them there for your convenience, so you don't have to pan through the video trying to find your sign. All right? The subtitles / captions will be available after 24 hours. Please note, it just takes that long because YouTube has to process this long video. Typically, my videos are like 3 hours, so it's generally a little longer than most YouTubers' videos. You know, the average is like 20-30 minutes. So I don't think YouTube's really set up for these tarot videos that go for 3-4 hours. But anyways, if you really want those captions, they'll be available. What are we today? It's the 18th right now. So by probably tomorrow, the 19th, you can use those captions. All right. I know some of you really got to have captions, but whatever. Also, thank you for anybody that leaves comments on my videos or you like my video, and especially all those people that have been hyping my videos. That's been very helpful. So I do appreciate every person who's taken the time to do that. I didn't even ask, and people are doing that. So that's, I don't know, it's just really awesome of you. So thank you. All right. We broke the barrier of 8,000 subscribers, so I'm glad that happened. And the watch time's been great. So you guys are just awesome. So I appreciate it. All right. And last but not least, please remember, with any tarot reading, including mine, some things are just not going to resonate or make sense. So please don't force it, all right? I wish I could get everybody's story every single time, but it's just not possible. You know, if you truly like the tarot and believe in it, there'll be a message for you when the time is right, all right? Maybe it's tonight, maybe it won't. I don't know, all right? Mystery Person is typically a, you know, it's one of those videos where I kind of put it in a gray area. It could really be anybody, so there's a bit of leeway to pick and choose what it means to you, all right? My two main videos are about ex-partners, so typically my reads are about ex-partners, but hey, it's possible that it could be a new person. Who knows? Or maybe it's just the creeper or the ankle biter that watches you from afar in the background. We'll never know. All right, let's get this show on the road. Let's make sure I'm recording first. Yes. All right, cool. Aries. Aries. Aren't you happy that you always go first? I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter because you got timestamps, but just the fact that your name is at the top must make a big psychological difference. It's almost like a indirect pat on one's ego, you know? I didn't ask to be first, but you know, it just naturally happens, so what can I say? Anyways, tell us about a mystery person for the sign of Aries, all right? Apparently, it's a new moon or something, and I don't know if, I believe it's Pisces. I suppose that kind of means we could barely get anything in these reads. Tell us about a mystery person for the sign of Aries. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? The card comes out. It says the 10 of Wands. Well, clarify the Nine of Wands. I don't know if I want to take this, but we got Tower reversed and we have the Four of Swords reversed. This is probably suggesting, Aries, somebody, you know, something's coming through my mind this over and over and over. And it doesn't particularly relate to this card, in my opinion, tremendously well. But it keeps coming to my mind at one's wits. In other words, whoever this person is at their wits or their ends with you. This Four of Swords reversed does suggest that there was some separation or potentially a parting ways between the both of you. But the Tower reversed is here. All right. So it's kind of, there's two things going through my mind with that. Is that it's either suggesting this person, that is a transition energy, which is synergizing with the Four of Swords reversed. In plain English, they moved on. Or there's still some subtle reflection, because the Tower reverse can still talk about somebody that is reflecting on the ruins or the wreckage. Now, the Ten of Wands, though, even though it can talk about somebody being pressured at their wits or pushing to the bitter end, it does imply that it's not somebody that's giving up. All right. So this does tell me that it's some person that's possibly a little disconnected or estranged from you, but still, for whatever reason, still thinks there might be some spark or some hope. All right. It's hard to say if it's optimistic, Aries. All right. This person may have other reasons why they're into you. Who knows? Maybe they're just familiar with their Aries. Can't get enough. Well, we also got this Nine of Swords. I'm going to take that. And wow, look at that. It's followed by the Eight of Swords. All right. We also have Five of Wands reversed. I'm going to take that. I'll tell you in a minute what that's about. All right. Tell us about this mystery person for Aries. What is in their general energy towards Aries? So we do have the Justice here. That's positive. This is immediately somebody, Aries, that's wanting to resolve something or improve something with you. All right. Right here, this energy here is telling us that this person is focused on de-escalation energy or tension reduction. All right. Now, the tricky part with this is that if we look in real life, I don't really think this is probably an all-out brawl or war between the both of you. I don't think that's going on. I think what it is it's somebody that feels that there's a little bit of tension between the both of you. All right. Could it be like you just get a little irritated with them or a bit annoyed? That's kind of more, I feel like this energy is. You may just find that like sometimes they're good and then other times they just irritate you. It could be like just the way that they act or something like that. This person does seem like they probably overthink things a little bit. This Justice is, I mean, if I read the energy just as is, this would almost imply somebody that had a bad fallout with an Aries and wants to just resolve things. But again, I'm still leaning towards the lesser version that I just told you about. But it's more probably just a bit of an annoyance kind of energy. Right? More so an Aries that kind of doesn't want this person, is what I'm trying to say. Like, maybe you find that they're really negative, or you talk to them and they get boring very quick. This person really has to work. You're really making them work. Oh, you know what? This was the Nine of Wands. I could have swore I thought that was the Ten of Wands. So, anyways, it's not going to change what I've told you. What else is in this person's general energy towards Aries, this mystery person? What else can we know? We do have 6 of Cups. I'm going to take that. Because again, this person is most certainly looking at some type of nostalgia. Because Lord knows none of this is... that's not going to be doing it for them. So there's got to be something that's driving this person to want to come back around to you. If I had to take a guess, this is most likely a person that has encountered some type of positive moments or something that was going well between the both of you. All right. If this is a man, most certainly any type of sexual chemistry would be a big driving factor, especially if you know, that was a thing for a while with you and this person. All right. Could it be other things, more intimate moments, possibly, but you know, men are typically more primal, so probably ain't really thinking about the Disney trip you guys had in that one moment. You guys were doing some kiss under the stars. But who knows? What do I know? What else is in this person's general energy towards Aries? We'll just take this, I guess. So the Chariot reversed, that is telling, because it does tell us that this person feels that there is constantly things getting in the way between the both of you, or something that happens, all right? Again, this would highly line up with a person that probably has interacted with an Aries that sometimes it seems to work. Maybe it's a great conversation for a day, and then something gets in the way. Either this person's overthinking something, or they're cautious, or they're stalling, or that they're maybe talking about the past. I don't know, Aries, but something is, and this person is viewing this like there's a roadblock, but it's like an impossible barrier. They're probably convinced they're living in a simulation and Aries is orchestrating everything. You doing this to me! How dare you! How does this person see Aries? Well, are you? That's a really good question. It says the 6 of Wands. This person sees you as somebody that's pretty dominant or doing well for yourself. With 6 of Wands is, you know, this energy would match with Aries most if you feel that you are a true Aries. All right, it is somebody that they can look at, has something going for them. All right. There's that saying that says beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it really, what that's really saying is that where other people may not see something that's magnificent or crazy, or in the case of physical beauty, may not see that person as a 10 out of 10. All right, maybe another person will see somebody as a 5 out of 10. But then you get another fish in the pond that will look at that same person and say, you are my 10 out of 10. All right, why that is, who knows? All right, but this person is seeing that you have some type of value. Your career, if you are an Aries that works hard, you're making the bucks, or you're posting videos or pictures of you hanging out with friends, looking like you're the popular, just got back from Fiji for like the 5th time. Maybe that is, this person is seeing a higher value on you, right? Potential future outcome between Aries and this mystery person. And then we're done with this reading. Yes, done. Done. All right, we've got a card. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. Whoever this, here's my final summary to this, Aries. Whoever this person is most certainly a person that could be described as potentially a clinger. Their energy does describe somebody that does not move on. Doesn't really, per se, want to move on from whatever you and them had. It doesn't mean to say it had to be diamonds and pearls, but this person most certainly sees something. The question is what? Of significance to them, all right? There is a degree of nostalgia with this person, all right? This person most certainly feels that there is barriers between the both of you, or there's something that keeps not going in their favor. All right. It doesn't mean to say this person views it as impossible. It's just saying in some ways that it's like, well, for whatever reason, when I get with Aries or we do something, it ends up having a problem. All right. Might you say it's them? Possibly, but they may view it differently. They may see that you complicate things as well as they do. Or who knows, maybe it's just one-sided finger pointing. I don't know. But I don't think this would probably also an energy where I don't think it's a person that you're on super bad terms with. It does suggest it could be, but I don't really think that's the case. All right. I think it's just a person you're probably just viewing as like, you and me just don't really work. Like, I tried it, wasted time, it just doesn't go anywhere. All right. This person seems to look at you, and again, I already told you, positive light. All right. This Four of Pentacles does already reflect on this energy here, suggesting that they're probably not going to let this go. All right. What might I expect to happen? If I had to take a guess, this person will probably approach you, if they haven't already. All right. All right. What is their motive? That is still unclear. I don't know. It seems that there's a high chance that there's some type of nostalgia they want to bring back. All right. But it's showing strong in the energy that they just don't seem to know how to navigate whatever is getting in between the both of you. It seems to frustrate them quite a bit. All right. That's what I got for you, Aries. Good luck to you and this person that you, I don't know, in my opinion, don't seem to really want, but, or maybe you did, but you just had enough. You decided to just call it quits. Time out. Forever. Permanently. Are we taking a break? Yeah, just for 99.9 years. After that, I'm fair game. Taurus. How are all the Taurus people doing? Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Taurus. I want to take that. So we have some Pisces energy with this Nine of Cups. Why is this person being described as the Nine of Cups? What can we know? What can I know, and what can you know? It says Three of Cups. So this is describing somebody that evidently wants to have a good time. All right. We're going, well, we don't even really have to look at the descriptions of this card. What matters more to me is the imagery of this card. All right. Whoever this person is quite possibly somebody that is, in my opinion, probably a little bit more easier going, Taurus. Or, I don't know. High possibility, it's not conclusive, but if I had to take a guess, somebody that likes to party, have fun, go out to bars, go to concerts, alcohol, smoking, I don't know, stuff like that. All right. If they don't do any of that, I'd be very surprised. This sounds like a person that doesn't want to just sit around. Tell us about this mystery person for Taurus. I would immediately say that this is probably somebody that may have a nomadic kind of personality. In other words, they don't, sitting still or being cautious is not per se their thing. Tell me about the mystery person for Taurus. What is in their general energy towards Taurus? So we have Five of Pentacles. This person feels on the outs with you, or that you and them are at odds with each other. All right. Hermit comes out as well. Why is this mystery person for Taurus in Hermit energy? Clarify it. So we have Knight of Wands reversed. I mean, we really don't have to do any more in this reading. I mean, I'll still finish it, but in my opinion, we don't have to do any more. But this is a person, Taurus, that is contemplating in this Hermit energy whether or not to approach you. All right? This immediately tells me one thing. All right? If somebody is contemplating whether to come towards you or approach you, there's only one reason why they'd be doing that. It's because they already know that you and them have had problems. All right? What are possible reasons? They dipped out on you. This person started something with you and then bounced. Or this person left a bad impression the last time they interacted with you. I don't know. You know, maybe they left you high and dry. Whatever the case is, person feels disconnected from you. But, and again, if this person was, you know, if something happened, or that maybe didn't give them the best look, then they may be questioning whether they should approach you. Because one would have to ask, how is Taurus going to react? Is Taurus just going to shut the door in my face? All right? This person also, again, with this energy is suggesting that, you know, how would this possibly look in their perfect world? Probably if God whispered in their ear that, yeah, go ahead, Taurus is totally open. This person would approach you and message you and see if you're up to just go and do something with them. All right? But if this person does have this kind of energy, all right, one of the biggest problems that you're most likely going to face here is that it's a strong suggestion, especially if this person is mid-20s, 30s, or 40s. It's a strong suggestion that they're not willing to settle down, all right? So, that's my personal guess here, all right? It'd probably be more implied somebody that wants to, maybe they liked when you guys laughed with each other, or I don't know, whatever you guys were doing, maybe that's fun for them, but this is high potential of a person that, you know, when they get bored, then they're gone, all right? Again, if someone's having to contemplate this, odds are probably 90%. There's a reason why that's the case. In other words, you've already experienced the negative. All right. How does this person see Taurus? Mystery person for Taurus. They see you as Two of Wands here. This is suggestive on whether this is true or not, and there's a lot of ways this can be interpreted, but Two of Wands can be interpreted as a choice of partners, all right? This may be also seen as a decision or a choice in some ways on what action you'll take, all right? So the problem is that does this person see you in the perspective that you're deciding where you're going next, or you're deciding if you're going to stay single or be in a relationship? I don't know, that's possible. But it's also possible that this person is contemplating whether you come back or not. So in other words, if they did make an appearance, it would be, quite honestly, a 50-50. All right, without even clarifying the wands, it's quite possible one of them, if I had to take just a guess, Taurus, it would be, one would be favorable and one would be negative. In other words, nope, I don't want to deal with you. And one, well, what's one more spin? all right? So this person sees you at some type of crossroads. But anyways, I gave you my guess on that. Interpret it how you will. Or at some type of decision point, or, all right, Two of Wands is also a safe energy. It is something where you're not committed to anything. You're just kind of doing you, but what your exact intention or commitment is another story. I would assume this is more referring to, given that it's more a reading about them, it's probably something to do with relationships, but what is the near future outcome between Taurus and this mystery person? What can we know? This last question is not, it's just more supportive. I don't typically ask it in readings. All right. We have Nine of Pentacles reversed. Clarify, why is it reversed? Or tell us, yeah, just clarify Nine of Pentacles reversed. It says Queen of Swords reversed. So this suggests, all right, the queens are always going to be your sign, the sign I'm reading for. With Queen of Swords here, this is suggesting somebody that is cautious. This Nine of Pentacles reverse is not good because it does typically talk about somebody that is returning with questionable intentions, all right? Most times this can talk about a gold digger. It can talk about somebody that is there. When it's reversed, it's generally talking that this person lacks something or they don't have something. And one of the solutions is just simply don't get it from somebody else. All right? In other words, if you got a poor person, they see someone that's rich, well, they might go and rub shoulders with them. All right? It doesn't mean to say that they're robbing and stealing from the person, but what it does say is that person is not there because they really care for your personality. They're there because you've got something they want, and they're hoping that you're going to share the wealth, right? That is one reason, all right? Does it have to be money? No. It can also be emotions. It could be sex. It could be some other reason, all right? Maybe you have a car. I'd be interested in that, all right? Could it be a place to stay? Maybe that, all right? Could it be this person just wants to hang out with you and get something like maybe, I don't know. I mean, use your imagination, Taurus, all right? There's so many, when I think about it, there's so many variations it could be, all right? Now, does this truly mean that this person's like this? No, but it's showing a queen here that's cautious towards it. In other words, there's a concern in general that this person may be there for the wrong reasons. Based on this, I mean, I hate being biased because, one of the things I told myself as I started to, over the years of tarot, is I said one of the hardest things to do in tarot is not to be overly biased. In other words, just because the cards look a certain way doesn't mean to say to commit all into that. Because sometimes you can rewatch a reading and decide that, maybe it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was. All right. So here's my final summary. This is a nomadic person. This is a person that wants to have fun. This person most certainly probably has a history of not committing, all right? Their energy doesn't look like that. This person has some sort of curiosity or interest in you. What that exactly is, I don't know. It does suggest that you and them have had problems, all right? Or you uncovered certain things that you deemed was not going to work between you and this person, all right? Does this mean this person is the worst person on the face of the planet? No. It's just saying that there might have been something that, again, puts you in a position where you're just not quite trusting this person's intentions. If they came around to you or approached you, you'd be a bit more cautious this time around, right? There's always a reason for that. You be the judge what that is for you, all right? This Two of Wands here, what exactly it means, I'm not 100%, but it does to me look like this person's seeing that as some type of vulnerability or an opportunity to make an entrance towards you. What does that mean? It could suggest they know something about your situation and perhaps they think you might be more susceptible. to saying yes, but there's still some type of cautious approach on their side on should I or should I not? What this person will actually do, don't know, Taurus. Good luck to you. All right, but they have interest in you. They have interest in Taurus. Gemini. How are all the Geminis? I hope you are doing well. Apparently there's, if you missed the intro, it was suggesting a new moon. So hopefully we'll get something good out of the energy for your reading. Because sometimes your readings are, in my opinion, a little boring. Or, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I'm reading them. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Gemini. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? We have the Six of Cups reversed. This is most certainly an ex-partner or somebody that is now firmly in the past, all right? This is also possible for some Geminis, somebody that, this is somebody that you still have a lot of positive memories about this person. In other words, there may be, this is probably not your everyday Joe or somebody that you kind of were just around for a couple months or something like that. This has got to be somebody that you definitely had some positive memories with. But just because there's positive memories does not disregard the potential for negative interactions with this person, all right? But there's something that essentially, I don't know, whoever this person is has some small real estate patch in your brain where you still think about them for whatever reason, all right? What is in the general energy? The person, the mystery person for Gemini, what is in their mystery, or what is in their general energy towards Gemini? Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. So it shows the Hangman. What else is in this person's general energy towards Gemini? Okay, we have one card that came out here. So we have this Page. Tell us about the Hangman, the Hanging Man. Clarify that. This is the Emperor. We're going to put that at the top. Give me another clarification to the Hangman. Card. Okay, so I saw that earlier with Eight of Swords. Clarify the Eight of Swords. And we have Nine of Swords. This person is high chance they're an overthinker. Or this person, I don't know, could have strong air sign qualities. Clarify the Eight of Swords. It says Ace of Wands reversed. Why is the Emperor here? What? Why is the Emperor in this person's energy? This mystery person. Card comes out. This Queen of Wands reversed. How about that? So you are the queen here, Gemini. Whoever this person is, Gemini, is at a there's some issue here where this Hangman. Well, actually, no. Let's start with this. This is directly telling us that this person is wanting to either approach you or they have interest to found or start something with you. What is that in real life? It's possibly just you and them texting. It's something simple, all right? Even just the exchange of communication is enough to found something, all right? It's the getting one's foot in the door. I've said that numerous times on my channel because that's really what it is with the Pentacle energy. It's not talking about romance. It's not talking about partying or doing anything. It's just getting my foot in the door. Because if I have communication, well, anything's possible after that as long as I don't F it up, all right? The problem is that this Hanging Man is talking about stuck or stagnant energy. It is a card that's not always negative because it can in some ways tell us that this person is trying to look at things from a different vantage point or a different way, all right? It's showing Eight of Swords here, which is a card, again, this is basically telling us that there's a lot of different things going through this person's mind. Is that potential solutions or ways to deal with the situation? Yes. All right. What is it going to? This Ace of Wands reversed. Delays or no opportunity. In other words, something hasn't quite worked out for them. All right. One would ask, what is causing that? If you have blocked this person, well, that would most certainly be a huge problem. If you have just disconnected and it's been a while between you and this person, perhaps you just decided that it was time to cut ties with them. That is another barrier. It's a problem, all right? Why am I saying that? Because this Queen is reversed. It's suggesting a Gemini here that has made, most certainly, has made a commitment, or I don't know, even told this person, me and you aren't going to work. We're done. All right. In what way that came out, who knows? Again, different for everybody. But it is, the point I'm trying to make here, Gemini, is it's suggestive of a Gemini that basically turned the energy well off between you and this person. So this seems like it's more so on your side. In other words, you made the decision that it was time to call it quits or stop investing time and energy into this. All right. Has this person potentially, for whatever reason, decided to change their mind and now they see you as an object of affection? It's quite possible here. It's still, again, it's still showing them just wanting to get their foot in the door, but one would ask why? Why? Unless you want something more than just being text buddies, all right? What the true role of the Emperor here is, I don't know. But if we look at the imagery, it's quite suggestive this person may feel that you are suitable for them. All right, this person may have a dominant energy to them. If we look at the Emperor energy, all right, this person may feel that they're quite valuable or attractive to you. All right, there's a strong possibility that whether this person is actually and truly a successful person doesn't have to be. Again, I said this in, I think, Aries. I think it was Aries. But beauty is an eye of the beholder. And I'm getting this kind of vibe in this reading too, that this person may consider themselves as either they know from history with how things went between the both of you that you were drooling over them, or you really felt they were a catch, or somebody that you wanted to chase after or something like that. This person may have the perception that they know from one point in time you're really into them, all right? So they may have the perspective that, well, maybe I'm not all that to everybody, but I know towards Gemini really like me, all right? This could have been a person that rejected you or left, all right? But even if this is true, it's still suggestive that from their perspective, they're seeing a bit of a wall here. In other words, you're not interested. This could also be suggesting a little bit of confusion. In other words, I mean, it's kind of a stretch saying this, but maybe you're not really reacting how you once did, right? How does this person see Gemini? Wow, we have this. I'm going to take this. Again, this person, no doubt, sees, I already see this right here. They still see that there's a potential that we can flip this upside in the upright. In other words, there's a potential. I just got to get my foot in the door. All right. I think this person strongly sees you as a potential opportunity. In other words, I'll get my way eventually. If I want it, I'll get it. This person, again, could have a very driven personality, domineering personality. They may not take no for well or not liked. They may be the type of person that views things as a challenge sometimes. That, like if somebody tells them, I'm never talking to you again, and it's like, I'll be back. That's kind of that kind of mentality. How would Gemini see this person if they came around? I'm not going to take that, but kind of want to. If this mystery person for Gemini made an appearance, this Page of Pentacles, how would Gemini react to this person or see them? Okay, we have Wheel of Fortune come out. And it went right over the Page of Pentacles. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. The Devil reversed. Well, I don't know what to think about that, Gemini, because that's almost implying in some ways that some of you may be optimistic that things could be better. All right, we'll put it that way in a politically correct way. It's kind of vague in my opinion, but that is with the Devil being reversed, that you may be, for some of you may get the sense that it's still possible that something could be solved with this person. All right. One would also ask for certain Geminis if you've been thinking about this person and maybe there's some hope at the back of your mind that this person maybe, I don't know, something will be different. This could be, honestly, like the way I'm looking at this Gemini, this could be a Gemini that basically will openly say they will never deal with this person again. It's not going to happen, but really behind closed doors, if this person came in the right way, it might be a yes. You'll just, I mean, I'm not eating the whole dinner plate. I'm just trying a piece. I'm not getting involved with it. I'm just trying a piece. I don't know why I'm getting that. There could be temptation here. Future outcome between Gemini and this mystery person. What does it suggest? Queen of Swords reversed. Why would it say this? Because here's my final summary here, Gemini. In summary, this is a person that, again, seems like probably a person you had, you definitely had interest in, it's suggesting. There has to be something about this person that was very appealing to you at one point, more so than the average person. This may be a person as well that you could have potentially had a lot of problems or issues with, but there was certain things that, for whatever reason, don't know what that is. It's just certain memories or things that happened between you and them that have some real estate in your brain. This person, as I kind of told you, seems to feel that things right now, there's some barriers between the both of you. It's not them, they're seeing it more, it's you. You're the way that you're acting or whatever you've told them, or I don't know, maybe this person has tried to reach out and they haven't had much success, or you just ignored them. Who knows? But they're seeing some type of issue with that between you and them right now. Despite that, this person still sees there's potential. It's just a question of how to get that, all right? All right, this person seems to be bothered by the fact that there's this issue between the both of you. Like, you're not doing what they want. Do I think it's really like that in real life? Probably not, but it is some stressing about that, right? For whatever reason, and this is the only part of the reading that doesn't quite make sense to me, is that your energy still kind of implies like you're going to ignore this person, or potentially be, I don't know, for some of you might even just flat out be like, give them some reason why you don't want to talk to them, or even if you do talk to them, it might even suggest that you're going to point something out. Like, well, what even, I don't know, just because you're irritated about something they did in the past. Or it could even just be, I don't know what that is, all right? Typically, the Queen of Swords, when she's reversed, can be unpredictable. She may just ignore someone because she's still irritated at them, holds a grudge, or she can be okay to talk with somebody, but she's not going to be she's going to point things out that irritate her. In other words, you did this, or, I don't want to talk to you, or, this is what happened last time I dealt with you. She's kind of pointing those things out because it bothered her, all right? But the odd thing is, despite that energy suggesting Gemini is in one way, it's still in the background suggesting that if there was any serious issues or problems, if hopefully not narcissism or any of that crap, but if there was, it's almost implying hopefully an ending of that and something new or different would happen. In my opinion, that's a bit of a shot in the dark there, Gemini. All right. AKA wishful thinking. All right. Who knows? Maybe this person has changed, but that's what I got for you, Gemini. All right. What is this confliction of energy there? What's that about? You want them or you don't want them? My mind says no, but my heart says yes. What does it say? Take the one first. Cancer. Hope all the Cancers are doing well. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Cancer. Who is this person? What can we know? Something looked like it wanted to come out. Nope. Could have swore it sounded like a card was trying to flip upright. So it says the Two of Wands. Why is this person, this mystery person for Cancer, at the Two of Wands energy towards Cancer? It says Queen of Swords reversed. Essentially that you may not want to deal with this person. So this is some person that is wondering whether or not you're going to, what you're going to do, I guess. It's pretty hard to move forward. If you're a Cancer, that's potentially not in the best terms with this person, that would bring things at a standstill. So however, just because the Two of Wands here does suggest in some ways that this person is, regardless of what I just said, is still seeing some potential. It's, in other words, in their head, it's possible, right? So that tells us that they're wanting some type of interaction with you. Probably just to hang out, or I don't know. Get to know each other for the 50th time. What is in this mystery person's general energy towards the sign of Cancer? I also have this Two of Swords here. I'm going to take that. What is in their general energy towards Cancer? No, we're not going to take that. Well, actually, it wants to come out. So we've got the Strength here. Take that. Wow, look at that. So evidently you not talking with them is very strong energy here. Why would Cancer be in the Queen of Swords reversed energy towards this mystery person? It says Three of Pentacles. What is the problem between Cancer and this person with Three of Pentacles? It says a Cancer that has an issue with trying to get something started with this person seems to be impossible because something to do with the Three of Pentacles. You guys don't work well in that. All right. It is a cooperation card. It is somebody that's willing to listen, to learn, to hear the input from other people. The upright of the Three of Pentacles is important, especially in relationships, because it's really a card that defines how well two people can listen to each other, hear feedback from each other. In other words, it's not just the viewpoint of one person and everybody's opinion can go to hell, right? It's suggesting like a Cancer that sees some kind of issue with that. In other words, we don't do well in that department. So it's almost implying though, like, it's not to say that there's not potential. It's just for some reason indicating like it just doesn't work. All right. This person still seems to have, I'm assuming, some type of confidence or belief, but it's not saying to what. I'm assuming that there's some hope that something can be overcome between you and them. All right. How does this person see Cancer? So it's Three of Swords. So somebody they separated from. All right. This tells us too that this person is still upset, or somebody that is still holding on to something. Basically, probably they miss their Cancer. This doesn't really come out in this way too much in readings, but I strongly get that this person has some type of being bummed out or disappointed or something, that it's not going well with their Cancer, all right? But this is telling. I mean, double Queen of Swords reversed, that's got to mean something. It's got to suggest that you have strong reason to not want to talk to this person. Either that, or this person just got on your bad side for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's light, maybe it's heavy energy. You be the judge of that. But whatever the case is, this definitely and strongly suggests that this person feels disconnected from you, but not in a good way. All right. My opinion is that if somebody, if this really wasn't bothering this person, they wouldn't be in this energy about you. In other words, that really, because if somebody is like, yeah, I'm done with this, they just move on. They're like, but on to the next thing, all right? But this seems to be stumping this person. In other words, I don't know if I want to move on. Or I don't know if I can, is a better question. But it's kind of implying, as I said, like, you're not seeing the ability for you and this person to cooperate with each other. Maybe it's different goals. What is the near future outcome between Cancer and this person? We have 8 of Cups reversed. I'm going to take that. How does Cancer see this person? How does Cancer see this mystery person? If this mystery person came around, how would Cancer see this person? We have a King here. I'm not going to directly take that, but I don't know why that seemed right. I'm just going to take it. Because this energy would align with this kind of, if it was like a fire energy, it wouldn't make sense. Because they typically would, you know, like, well, F you, I can get somebody else. But the King of Pentacles is more of a loyal person. Even if this person feel, even if this person can be a total bastard at times, sometimes it doesn't mean to say they're all bad. Sometimes they can have a good side to them where they're loyal or they try to be. Maybe they screw up a lot, but in their mind, they want to make something work with you. All right. Okay, this person definitely wants to return to something, even if they know there's a lot of problems between the both of you. It's still suggesting they want to come back around. How would Cancer see this mystery person? If they came around to Cancer, card comes out over the 3 of Swords. Apparently, yeah, all right. Here's my final opinion, Cancer. This is most certainly a person that, for whatever reason, you do not see them as a stable person. To what degree you see them as an unstable person is another story. It'll be different for every one of you. But at bare minimum, it could suggest high potential for ego problems. You may see this person once, they're nice and charming at first, and then they want to get their way. They're difficult to work with. If I had to take a guess, this is probably one of those short-term situations where it works lovely for the first week, 2 months, and then the problems hit. All right, this person may have a strong personality. They may see things like how they want things to go in a certain way, and maybe you have a problem with that. It doesn't mean to say they're a bad person, but it's like there's something that's strongly suggesting that you don't see them in a good light, and it's strong resistance towards them. This person doesn't seem to like that. All right. If I had to take a guess, what's driving it is that this is a person that has emotions invested into you that doesn't want to let that go, essentially. All right. This also tells me in some ways that even if this person knows that there's problems between the both of you, and it hasn't, there's plenty of examples of why you and them don't work, it still suggests that if given the opportunity, they would return to it. Okay. This could be the idea that it could improve. Just needs a bit more time. All right. Maybe this person feels you're going to improve or something's going to change. I don't know, Cancer. All right. What can I potentially expect from this person? I think this person will make another attempt to make an appearance around you. But it's showing them at a bit of a turning point right now, whether to do that or not. My gut says they will. All right. Could be just a phone call or texting you, or maybe you already kind of have been texting this person. I don't know. But even if you are texting this person, they seem to be feel you're a bit guarded to them. Good luck to you, Cancer. All right, Leo. Leo. Hope all my Leos are doing great. My lions and tigers. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Leo. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Leo know? Card comes out. Says the 10 of Pentacles. Let's have a good look at this imagery here. All right, this is a strong family card. It's highly positive in the tarot. Why it's describing this person like that? I don't know. It could just be a clue that you've had a long-term connection with this person before. We'll also have Wheel of Fortune coming out here. Wheel of Fortune is also a mysterious card because it can talk about things turning, changing, or something that's about to happen. Why would that happen? High chance of manifestation, if you believe in that. Translation, if you think about something long enough and your emotions are aligned with it, the universe will line that up. Whether it'll work out or not is another story. Doesn't mean to say it always works. It just says if you're wanting something, something will line up eventually. This person may still have some idea about something that could be grounded or functional between the both of you. All right. How serious they are about that is another story. All right. I mean, hell, I think about things like this sometimes, but then I look at my situation and I'm like all over the place. So I'm like, it's still crossing my mind. So when I have to think about, maybe this person's like that. We just don't know. But potentially family or marriage is on their mind. What is in the general energy towards the sign of Leo? What is in this mystery person's energy towards the sign of Leo? So we have a Tower reversed. What else? Wow, we have a King of Wands here. So we'll state the obvious. This could be a person that is a fire sign or if they're not a fire sign, they are in fire energy at this time. At least towards you. Tell us about this Tower reverse. What was that about? What can we know? We have a king that's reversed here too. We have 6 of Swords. Wow, that's very important. All right. This tells me immediately that there was some major problem or disconnection between the both of you. Either things came to a sudden ending or some unexpected event happened. What would be just one example I can give to you? I don't know, everything going amazing like diamonds and pearls, and then you're going through their phone and realizing they've got like 5 different women on Tinder messaging them or something like that, and you're seeing they're having a conversation. Wow, that would be a total blowout moment. And they left their phone there and it was unlocked. Oops. I shit you not. Life has that mysterious way where it does that sometimes, where it's one of those scratcher moments where you're like, are we on a simulation or something? Why did that happen? It's the timing and the way it happened, I don't know. This is suggesting, though, that despite how bad it was, that foundation got eroded. It's past. It's over. All right? This is moving on to calmer waters. In other words, whatever tough times there was, it's gone. It's over. We moved to a different direction. So this tells me in plain English that if there was a blow-up between the both of you, the wreckage, the burning, and whatever, that's past. We're on a new chapter, and now this person is seeing opportunity because of that. All right? King of Wands is notoriously known, even the Queen, is known for always having their eye on things because they embody the Wands energy, which is not a sitting around energy. It's when I want something or I'm thinking about something, I'm not the type that'll just wish it all day. I'll go after it if I have to. All right? So this person is seeing something they're wanting. We just don't know what that is. I guess we have some clues, potentially, but they're seeing something of interest. How does this person see the sign of Leo? We have 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to take that. This person probably feels in the outs with you. How else do they see? We also have 4 Wands reversed. Mystery person for Leo. How do they see Leo? Again, now comes 4 Wands. Reverse comes out. I guess we'll take it. All right. So this person may have felt that however things ended between the both of you was on bad terms. 4 of Wands reversed is not good because it talks about turmoil or instability. All right. In other words, it was diamonds and pearls at one point, but no longer. Something, we just don't know what, blew the shit out of it and sent it off in a different direction. All right. Who's this? How does Leo, if this person was to come around or interact with the sign of Leo, this mystery person, how would Leo potentially see this person? You know, the only thing, if you ever want to read tarot, all right, these cards, if they're not, you notice the difference here, all right? These have a very type of lamination which are ideal for shuffling, but you get these kinds of decks that are a bit longer. Whoever designed them, they don't shuffle. They're terrible, all right? We have Queen of Pentacles. This is high potential, somebody that you would be tempted. I just find this incredibly, I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but there's a strong suggestion that there was some type of home environment or a promise for a family or marriage or something along the side or something around that. Could this even been a divorce? Possibly. All right. I just find this incredibly odd that describing this person in this homebody kind of energy, and there's them being the leader of the household type thing, or things going well. Whether this is actually true or not is probably just a fantasy for all I know. But this queen, aka you, seems to be awfully interested in that offer. So this tells me like a Leo that is probably telling themselves, I'll never deal with this person again. But really, if the right offer was in front of their eyes, it's always maybe. I'm not putting my foot in that door yet, but I could. This tells me that despite whatever you're going to say in the comments, there's some Leos that are going to be susceptible or vulnerable to this person. In other words, it just has to be the right conditions. One would ask if the universe will make that happen. All right. I always point this out with this card, with the snake offering the pentacle. If I had the book, I would reread it. I could probably ask GPT what that's about. Let me ask here. No, actually I can't, because I can't remember the name of this. I always call it Banana Tarot, but I don't remember the true name of this deck. Because I want to know what the interpretation of the snake is, all right? Put it in the comments if you figure out what the interpretation is, all right? Anyways, we're going off the imagery there, Leo. In my final thoughts on this person, this is a person that you've probably had a difficult time moving on from. There seems in this reading like there's history between you and this person. High chance there was established history as far as up to a marriage, all right, or there was strong intention for a marriage at one point between you and this person. Seems like a separation occurred. It kind of looks from energy that is past. This person presently is aware that there was problems or issues between the both of you, but just feels disconnected. And it's showing that they have their eye on their queen. And it's implying, per the tarot, that some of you would be vulnerable to, I don't know, the allure. Well, if we put it like this, If you look at it like that, that queen might be interested in what's being offered to her. Good luck to you, Leo. That's my thoughts on this mystery person. All right. Where is the thing on here? Virgo. All right, tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Virgo. It says Queen of Wands. Tell us more about the Queen of Wands. Actually, no, we don't need to clarify it. This is quite possibly a person that you have had your eye on, or somebody you have strong interest in. All right, let's use... I don't really like this deck because it's quite hard to shuffle with, but we'll try it. All right. Tell me about this mystery person for the sign of Leo, this person that it suggests Leo has interest in. What is in this person's energy towards Leo? Or Virgo. Mystery person for Virgo, the sign of Virgo. What is in their energy towards Virgo? Wow, we got another queen. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have Ace of Swords. This is really good energy here. This is somebody most certainly that wants to open up some line of communication with you, if they haven't already. All right. This Queen of Pentacles is very good because it's telling us that this person is seeing some type of potential for a long-term commitment or connection like that. If there's ever one queen that's going to be the best for that, it's going to be the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles, depending on, obviously, if you're a guy or girl watching. But any of the Pentacle energy is most suitable when people are contemplating qualities about a person that can stand the test of time. All right? If somebody wants a good time or just wants to explore, then the Queen or the King of Wands is better. And it's kind of suggesting you are in that towards this person, or you have curiosity towards them. All right. The only issue with the Queen and the King of Wands is that even if they have solid interest in somebody, despite how strong it is, it doesn't mean to say it'll last. In other words, if you're, the enthusiasm, the passion, the allure has a high potential that if once the qualities of getting to know this person start coming out, it can quickly go reversed. You're like, yes, it's not what I'm looking for. So anyways, this energy nonetheless looks potentially like it's a new person. or somebody, I mean, I have no other way to know. It could be an ex, but to me it looks like a new, someone new, all right? The only reason I'm saying that is because this queen is in the Wands energy. How does this person see the sign of Virgo? Wow, says the devil. That is exceptionally positive for you, because that is telling us immediately this person has strong attraction towards you. How does Virgo see this mystery person? Wow, we have Knight of Cups here. I'm gonna fucking take. Wow, and look at that. We have the Queen of Wands. I'm gonna take that. High chance, exceptionally high chance. This could be a high chemistry connection, which is like once in a blue moon when I say that. This is showing a Virgo that is hoping this person will do something. This person has strong, okay, it would show strong attraction towards you. What is the near future outcome between, near future outcome between Virgo and this person? What can we expect? Card goes over the devil. It says Emperor. This person, okay. Here's my final summary. Your reading is probably the best of the night. Whoever this person is, Virgo, probably the highest chance we've had in a while of somebody that's probably a new person or somebody that you have your eye on. It shows twice the Queen of Wands, showing that there's some interest and hope that this person may approach you, right? If you are a Virgo that has zero interest in dating right now and you have no intention of interacting with anyone, then this reading is probably not going to apply to you. But if you are somebody that does have your eye on somebody, this is suggesting this person has some type of interest back towards you. However, their energy is more, if I'm honest though, it does suggest, as I said earlier with this Queen of Pentacles, that there is some desire to potentially get to know you better, especially with the Ace of Swords, because that is not only just starting communication, but it is also uncovering information and clarifying things. In other words, let me get to know you and find out what the real story is behind you. All right? It's a great card if somebody is unsure about you, doesn't know all the details about your relationship status and all that kind of stuff, what you're really looking for. Well, why not discuss it? All right? This person does have very strong energy with this Emperor energy. Could be a match for you. I would imagine this is a person that probably is compatible in that feels they're in a similar life situation towards you. All right. Let me ask one more question here. What is the potential challenge between Virgo and this mystery person? Okay, a card comes out. It says the Hangman reversed. Why does that happen? Why could that potentially happen? It says Three of Wands reversed. This doesn't mean to say, and I don't want to tarnish this reading here, Virgo, but this is a subtle it's not a warning, but it is saying a potential issue of either people waiting too long or there's stalling that's occurring. All right. The Hangman reversed is not so good because it can talk about sometimes whether it's you, them, or both that are overthinking the situation, or there's a bit of rumination occurring. Why that's going on, I don't really know. It could be like somebody that's kind of making something that's really like not a big issue or something like that, or like a worry about something, and they spend too much time thinking about that. All right, this Three of Wands reverse is not good because it can almost suggest something that was trying to start just not going anywhere. All right, and it can talk about communication tapering off. So what is that saying in real life? It's just saying that it has the chance to unfortunately end as fast as it started. all right? But it's not saying it for sure will happen, all right? I don't want to tarnish the reading. It's just saying it's possible. But it's citing that overthinking about something. What that is, I don't know. Maybe wondering if this person is sincere. Who knows, all right? Is that on your side or theirs? I don't know. Couldn't tell you, all right? That's what I got for you. It's still a good reading. Good luck to you. Hopefully this does happen for some Virgos. I really hope it does because it's really good. All right, let's go to the next sign. About time we had something good. Libra. How are the Libra people doing? Hope you're doing well. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Libra. Says the Five of Wands. Well, we don't have much to go off here other than one card here, but this could mean two different things potentially. One, on the lighter side of things, you may feel this is a person that has a lot of options, potentially in the romantic department. Whether that's true or not is another story. May also, for some of you, could, if it's not that, could also suggest some type of clashing of egos. All right, in that sometimes there's, I don't want to say it goes as far as friction, but you may feel that sometimes your personalities could clash with this person. All right. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but something around that. So tell us about this mystery person for the sign of Libra. Why are they being described as Five of Wands? We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I'm hesitant to talk about that as well. This may be questioning also potentially why this person is around, or a question about their motives or what they're truly wanting. But again, we're not going to dive into that too much here because I want to see what else comes out. What is in the general energy towards the sign of Libra? This mystery person, what is in their general energy towards Libra? It does show King of Cups. That's very positive to you. They are exploring their emotions. We also have this Ace of Wands. What else is in their general energy towards Libra? Let's use the Darkwood Tarot, see if that shows anything. General energy of this mystery person towards Libra. We have, what the fuck? We've got the King of Cups is reversed. Wow, that threw a complete 180 here. We got an upright and a reversed of the same king. What does that tell us? It is split energy, and split energy on this channel is never a good thing because it tells us it's a person that is 1 foot in the door and 1 foot outside of the door. In other words, I don't really know if I want this, but a part of me says I do. So this person evidently doesn't really know for sure what they want. This is like the problem of having certain things that this person finds good. What is doing it for their emotions in that department? I don't know. There's obviously certain things about you that do, but it's also saying at the same time a equal and compelling force that's making an argument about things that are not so good. Or now, that sounds like when I'm saying that, and I just want to emphasize this, that even though I'm saying it like that, let's not look at it in the total doom and gloom like this person's being highly negative. It's probably not like that at all. It's just suggesting, I would assume, given that this is here, that this person is questioning more so their feelings towards you. Because one side's saying there's potential or certain things they like, but there's also that other side that's kind of counteracting it. So let's, again, not look at this as doom and gloom here. I can already see that one person that's like, it's just a heartless bastard. It's not saying that entirely, all right? Just kind of. I'm just kidding. All right. How does this person see the sign of Libra? This mystery person, how do they see the sign of Libra? Come on now. We'll find out if I can successfully shuffle this deck. I feel like back in the day I was a lot better at this, but we got 3 of Wands reversed. Wow. Why do they see Libra as 3 of Wands reversed? Why do they see things like that? I'll take that, and it says Queen of Wands reversed. Well, that's not very good here because it's kind of showing a stalling energy with this. This person's almost viewing this like, whether this is true or not, the Queen is always going to be your sign. So this is implying that they're viewing it more on your side, that either there's a lack of effort, or sometimes you're unpredictable. Okay. The problem when the Queen is reversed is it can be very negative in the tarot, but it can also talk about the Wands energy being chaotic. In other words, 1 minute the Queen is acting a certain way, which suggests she's like this, and then there's, for whatever reason, something that changes the tone, and then she's like this. And the 3 of Wands reversed is basically saying that it's not going forward, it's going backwards. So in other words, there's not much progress that gets made between the both of you. This could have something to do with it as well. Perhaps this Queen reacts to this. She gets mixed signals, so the Queen of Wands here being reversed can also suggest that she, is questioning her confidence in the situation. Like, I don't really know where this is going. How would Libra view this mystery person if they came around to Libra? Says justice reversed, so it's suggesting you don't see your interaction between this person, that they're always very balanced or it's very fair between the both of you. All right. Why does friction occur between this mystery person and Libra? I don't know if I'm going to take this, but whatever. It says King of Wands. Wow. Here's my final opinion on this, Libra. To me, this seems like a situation that is... There's something to do with the personalities clashing here. All right? One would argue that you and this person, whoever they are, do have similar energy. All right? What do I mean by that? It doesn't mean to say that you are clones of each other. It's just saying that there may be similarities or things that synergize with things that you like or things that you do. Like, in other words, you could probably both agree on what kind of foods you like. Maybe it's music you like. Maybe you have a similar home habits. Maybe similar situations. I don't know. There's some compatibility there. So that's the good news. But one would ask, if that's all diamonds and pearls, well, what's causing this queen to go reverse? All right, and things to kind of sputter here. And furthermore, it would make sense that this king, if they had such interest, would also have their emotional interest, right? Romantic interest. But it's showing that they're questioning it too. So we have two different people here that are matching each other's energy, where they're both questioning. If you can hear that bowl, it's the dog eating her dinner, which is just banging that thing. I don't know how well it's showing on audio here, all right? But it's showing imbalance, and then it's showing how you see them. If they came around, the exact same thing, that there's some type of imbalance between the both of you, all right? It's possible what it's saying that it's partly because of how this person reacts. So, in other words, they act a certain way and then you respond to it and match it. What does the near future outcome suggest between this mystery person and Libra? It says it'll come to a crossroads between you and them and what to do. Evidently, your journey with this individual is not over, all right? What is the challenge? What is like the challenge for this to move forward, if it ever has the chance to? Again, says being Two of Swords here. Why is things always at a crossroads? What causes that? Can we know? Oh my god, it says the fucking Queen of Wands. This is like the most bizarre reading. The synergy between the both of you is off the fucking wall. After I just got done kind of pointing the finger at this person, then it points it right back to you. So evidently, it says here, both people are the problem. So in summary, it's saying both of you are the reason why it keeps getting stalled. Ugh, I don't know. I find this odd. This is supposed to be your energy. Evidently, there's chaos in the court. What are the odds? This reading is so weird. All right. Anyways, that's what I got for you, Libra. In my opinion, what is it going to take for you to... This to me almost is implying that, like, in order for this to work, somehow, some way, you guys have to find a way to either talk that out or resolve something that works, because evidently it's most certainly some issue that's ongoing that doesn't get addressed. One would ask, is it a dominance issue? In other words, they want their way, or they always try to run the show, and then you end up trying to follow along and you feel like you get burnt. I don't know. All right. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to overthink it, because I'm still the only thing that's keeping me a bit hesitant is I'm still not 100% on what is the exact issue. It just keeps showing that there's some type of some type of like misalignment, or like, I don't want to say even that it's friction. It's just that like not getting along or something like that. Because the energy almost implies like you shouldn't be any issues. Should synergize very well, but it's saying that's not the case. Good luck to you, Libra. Whatever. Hopefully the courtroom gets things worked out. It will, Wes. Somebody's going to be in handcuffs. That I can assure you. Yeah. When in doubt, just be a tyrant. It always works. You want to go out? All right. Here. Twink. What? Scorpio, you are the sign that is going to be witnessing the pup. If I don't give her a little bit of attention, then she's just going to keep wagging the tail at my feet, and it's going to be going on the whole reading. So we're getting it out the way. Good karma for your reading. Bless the cards. All right. All right, that's it. That's it. All right, let's do your reading. Hope all of you are doing well. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Scorpio. It says somebody that you are estranged from. Okay, this card does talk about heavy emotional disconnection. Not the best times. Doesn't mean to say that you guys are completely out of the picture with each other. I mean, I guess it could, but it does just sometimes talk about periods of separation or timeouts. Not much fun or excitement going on. So this is probably somebody that's, I don't know, been out of the picture for a while. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Scorpio. What's in their general energy towards Scorpio? It says the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So this is quite heavy energy. It is reversed, unfortunately. All right. It is a home body kind of energy. In the upright, it's highly favorable because it can talk about future marriages or long-term connections. Wealth, especially in finances, is exceptionally good. And it just generally talks about things manifesting or coming to fruition that you've been wanting. Long-term goals. All right. The reversal here is in their mind, suggesting, I guess, something fell through. Or it's not going in that direction. And it's already describing them as it's not going in their direction. What else is in their general energy towards Scorpio? Wow, look at that. You have 10 of Cups here. This person still has a vision. There's still hope. 10 of Cups is... What this tells us immediately with these two cards here is telling us that on the physical side of things, something didn't work out. What is the physical? What am I talking when I say that? Or talking about when I say that? That the physical side of things would be you and them living together, having an apartment, having a house. I don't know. Just progressing in the connection, all right? None of that it's suggesting here exists right now, all right? But the 10 of Cups is the emotional side of things, so this can tell us that there's still some, either it's romantic interest or there's fond history between the both of you, all right? Clearly something, and it could even, you see there are children here, so it's possible that if this person went as far to have kids with you, then that could factor into this. If not, doesn't mean to say you have to have kids, but this person has strong energy in the tarot. So this person is telling us has desire for you. How do they see the sign of Scorpio right now? This mystery person that still apparently has attraction towards Scorpio. It says Queen of Swords reversed. So this person feels either you don't want to talk to them or they haven't had much luck communicating with you. Low interest potentially. Or this queen is just... There's a lot of reasons why the queen might be reversed. On the lightest note, as I said earlier, it's just suggesting maybe you just haven't bothered to reach out. Or maybe you didn't know this person wants to talk. I don't know. But she might have reason for not wanting to talk, or there is no reason. In other words, like I said, she just doesn't even know this person still wants to communicate. On the worst case scenario, she has strong reasons not to want to talk. One, she doesn't like them, or she's irritated, or doesn't trust them. So this person's kind of seeing that as a bit of a brick wall. So this is kind of forming the picture of something that was and is no longer. So one would ask, what happened? If this person was to come around, this mystery person came around to Scorpio, how would Scorpio see that person? If this mystery person approached Scorpio, I don't know if I'm going to take this. It says, it kind of suggests you would be open to it. Whether that's true or not, that's what the tarot's suggesting. This Knight of Pentacles is not fast energy. It's very slow energy, but it does suggest nonetheless progress and the potential to start or invest into something, all right? Anything with a horse in the tarot is always showing some sort of Wands energy, even in this Pentacle energy, that we can do something, all right? It is also cautious energy, but it is also planned energy. In other words, it's not leaping into something. It's slow and steady, but it's suggesting a Scorpio that would be apparently open to it. One would ask why, if this person approached in this energy, it might make you more open to it. Might make this queen a little bit more talkative. So it does suggest it's possible. What is the barrier then what is the current challenge or barrier for this mystery person coming around towards Scorpio? I'm not going to take too many cards. Challenge or barrier. We've got a king here too. I think I'm going to take that. Well, we had another king that came out. We have the King of Pentacles. That says that's a challenge, though. That's odd. Why is the King of Pentacles a challenge? It says the Ace of Wands. That's not good, because here's the thing. In order for this to be a thing, in order for this to be a thing, you need this. Okay? The King of Pentacles, I said in one of the other signs, it's super important because it shows qualities about a person that is most suitable and most optimal for a long-term commitment. All right? It's showing that as a challenge. All right? And we just talked about this being an issue, apparently. Something falling through. So what is that immediately suggesting? That this person is either having challenges about a long-term commitment or is unsure about it. This Ace of Wands is initiating and starting it. This could give us a clue. And here's my final summary of this reading, Scorpio. To me, this seems like a connection that had strong potential. All right, it shows it in here that this person reflects on that. All right, so something was going well, or it had been going well. All right, but it's showing vacillating energy on this person's side about something that was long-term, a long-term commitment. I originally thought maybe that was the opposite. I figured, well, maybe this person has always wanted that or something like that. It's actually showing the opposite of that, saying that it seems to be something that I'm assuming if it's a challenge, questioning whether they want a commitment, or maybe a part of them is saying they should, and there's some voice on their shoulder that's giving them reasons not to. They may be worried about things getting wrong or getting wrapped up into something. I don't really know. And the fact that it's saying that you would be receptive to it probably implies it's not on your side, it's on their side. All right? Maybe you got tired of this person, like, selling you the carrot on the stick. All right? That's possible. In other words, you kept on investing time in this person, and you're like, when are we getting this? And it's always maybe next year, and the next year comes. Yeah, I don't know. You know, this why are we rushing this? You know. So, wow, this just came out on its own. It says Three of Wands. Let's ask around it. Why did the Three of Wands come out? Why did that come out? Or what do we need to know? Card does come out. It's talking about careful planning here. Evaluating outcomes, but this energy, if I'm honest with you, most aligns with this person. This may be giving us a clue that this person's biggest concern is a worrying about how things will play out. Paralysis by analysis could also be an issue here. This person may be somebody that just wants to have a favorable or positive outcome, but they're wanting the best possible outcome. In my opinion, the only problem with that is that in life, everybody, you don't need to be a genius to know that irregardless of how much you plan or want something to go your way, sometimes life it's just not going to work out like that. This person may be somebody that wants to be like that. All right. In other words, they're letting little things like get in the way of making a commitment. Like, well, Scorpio doesn't have this, or, there's some issue and it still kind of got this ex-husband in the background, and I don't know if I want to get involved with that or whatever. What issue can we know? What issue does what commitment issue? What stops this person from, what is this person's concern or issue with Scorpio in them committing to Scorpio? What is, I gotta ask this in the right way. Why does this mystery person have issue committing to Scorpio? I don't know if I'm going to take this, but it says Eight of Pentacles, and it goes over the Queen. I don't know what that's suggesting there. Why does it suggest Eight of Pentacles? Oh, no. All right, let's try it. Let's just use a different deck. Whoever this person is got to be somebody that is very careful. Eight of Pentacles is very strong energy. It's very good, but it keeps repetitively showing somebody that would be more concerned about, like, if I had to take a guess, it's somebody that worries about the financial numbers, the spending habits of somebody, that worries about career. So if this person's a total loser or a bum, they're probably not showing up here. All right. In my opinion, this is somebody that's a very cautious person. Somebody that would ask the questions about who the life insurance is in, and who has how much is in your 401k, and do you have, like, do you have debt? How much debt do you have? This is like a person that would probably worry about things like this. And also money. This person is somebody that may worry a lot about money. Tell us more about the Eight of Pentacles. What is this person's issue with Scorpio in relation to Eight of Pentacles? This is my last card, and I gotta move on. It keeps saying this person dwells on it, or for some reason, or is overthinking it. Something to do with this Eight of Pentacles. How does the Eight of Pentacles relate to the Scorpio? Any clue? Okay, for reals this time, this is the last card. If I don't get anything, it is what it is. It says it does. The Queen of Wands, like your commitment? Enthusiasm? I mean, what does... This is kind of odd. Why would... I just don't understand, though. Why would Scorpio have a problem with the Eight of Pentacles? Why would it suggest they would have issue with that? What would be causing that problem? Showing like your commitment or your enthusiasm. It's saying something to do with imbalance. And it goes back to the King. Scorpio, I don't know. You know, that's so many different possibilities and what that could be suggesting. It's overall suggesting there is some barrier here. But it's, here, in my opinion, this is a person that probably has high standards, or has, even if it's not high standards, they have certain things that they overthink or they worry about, and they have issue with how you're approaching it or something like that. What that is, could it be career? Could it be something to do with finance, possibly living situation, how you view the direction, your spending habits, things like that. This seems like a person that definitely pays attention to that stuff. Your lifestyle also could be a factor here. Career conflicts could be a factor here. Maybe you want to be a stay-at-home mom. This person's like, yeah, that's not going to work. I want you to work. That's just one example, all right? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I got to move on here. Scorpio, good luck to you, all right? This seems like a very... I don't know what to make of this situation, if it's good or bad. I think there's potential here, but there's something that's, like, getting in the way there. It seems like it's strongly on their side. Like, almost like something like this you do, that this person has issue with what you're, like, how you act or the way you operate. They have issue with it, and they're almost like wanting you to change or be different. And maybe you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. Sagittarius. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Sagittarius. What can we know about this mystery person? Card comes out. It says Page of Wands. This is somebody that wants to communicate with you or take a chance on something with you. Anything with Wands energy is typically good if it's in the court cards, all right? Immediately, it is showing somebody that has a loose interest towards you, all right? Being a page, it's a bit hit or miss, but it's still good nonetheless. So it's somebody that is for sure seeing potential, or again, this card can also strongly describe somebody wanting to communicate or reach out or initiate that. What is in this mystery person's energy towards Sagittarius? What is in their energy towards Sagittarius? I think I'm going to take that. It says Queen of Swords. We're going to get a different card because I've had that card like a million times. See what else comes out. Mystery person for Sagittarius. What is in their general energy towards Sagittarius? A card comes out. It says the Queen of Wands. And what else? We have 10 of Cups. All right. This is similar to, what reading was it? It was either Scorpio or Libra. If we take the Queen of Swords reversed, why would it suggest that? It says 8 of Wands. So this is suggesting on your side some... This is I would assume a Sagittarius that's not wanting to jump into something very quickly or a little cautious towards that. This person's energy towards you is highly positive, suggesting strong interest and chemistry towards you. There's most certainly something that they like about you. I mean, you're a fire sign and it's showing Queen of Wands, so they are most certainly alert to qualities about you. Any of the Wands energy can also be strong clues towards physical attraction or having physical features of some sort that are appealing to this person. How does this person see the sign of Sagittarius, this mystery person? So we have the Emperor that shows up. This person may feel that they are a strong match for you. Come on now. The stud is coming for the queen. Could be a Sagittarius. I mean, I'm just seeing because of the ram here. Maybe this, and it's showing on a very majestic stance. This person may feel that you are, may have the same kind of like demeanor or something like that when you interact in public. Like, you get like certain people that are ultra passive, and then you get some people that are generally can have the same kinetic kind of energy where they want to be spontaneous, or they, can be very sassy, or I don't know, just doesn't have to be extreme dominance, but it can go in that direction. In other words, you're open to things. Maybe this person also finds that sometimes you've got to, like, again, I can't think of anything else other than the word sass. You got a little sass, Sagittarius. Let's use this. Tell us about this mystery person for Sagittarius. How does if this person wants to come around to Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius see, oh my God, how would Sagittarius see this person? How would Sagittarius see this person? It says the Magician. So again, I can't really find anything that's at fault here other than this. It's suggesting you would see potential. What is the problem here? What is the challenge or the problem here that I'm not seeing? Says the Fool. Why is that the problem? So it's almost implying just getting it started is the problem. Why is that an issue? Or what's stopping the Fool energy? What is stopping the Fool energy? Oh my God. God. says judgment reversed. Wah, wah. Now, why is judgment reversed? So it's saying either disagreements or paths do not align, which I find that very hard to believe. Why is judgment reversed? What caused that? Or what is fueling that? Card comes out. Says Two of Pentacles reversed, instability. So this Two of Pentacles reverse is strongly telling us about some concern around instability or uncertainty. The only person this is directing or suggesting towards is you. Or hesitant energy. Why, if it does show potential for past conflict. Wow, look at that. I have the Fool right after it. I'm going to take that. Wow, and the fucking Eight of Wands reversed here. I'm going to take that. The reason why I want to take that is because here. It was going to this Queen here. Here's my final thoughts here, Sagittarius. This reading is kind of a little... I guess I'm going to have to go out on a limb here. There's really no true way for me to know exactly what the exact answer is here. But let's just go off of what we have, right? This is strongly showing whoever this mystery person is clearly somebody that has the most positive energy here, right? There is desire. There is curiosity. This Ten of Cups shows high potential that one would ask if this person already has had an interaction with you, all right? This person may feel that there's qualities that, I don't know, just work between the both of you, all right? I'm not going as far as saying that this person's trying to make some long-term commitment with you. We don't know that. It's basically, but it is suggesting this person does feel a connection with you at some level, all right? Also, there's that physical attraction or something about you that is alluring to them. So this is about as good as it gets when it comes to if there was a chance for something long-term to happen or a relationship, even if it lasted for a couple months, you want this energy, period. All right, so I can see why this person would be interested. The biggest issue, though, is it keeps pointing towards your side, all right? The only question is this relating to something that happened with them, or is it relating to something just general from your experiences with other situations? I don't know. The Five of Swords can be a card that's bad in that it can be a degree of betrayal or backstabbing or or bad interactions where you kind of, got screwed. You can talk about, sometimes game playing or mistrust, things like that. It's almost citing that as a concern or a problem that maybe like worrying that things will fail as soon as they start. So it seems to me like it's like a Sagittarius that's just not really sure or is very cautious or something like that. All right. But even in saying that, it's still suggesting nonetheless that you would still be interested and see a potential. But my final opinion is that irregardless of whatever this says, it does show somebody that may potentially reach out to you. So where it'll actually go, who knows, all right? For all I know, this person's already messaging or interacting with you. Good luck to you, Sagittarius. I don't think the reading's that bad. It's just, for some reason, showing caution on your side. Just don't know. Just don't know what to do with them. Capricorn. How are the Cappies doing? All right, tell me about, let's use the Crow Tarot. I haven't used this deck at all today. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Capricorn. Who is this person? What can we know about them? Mystery person for Capricorn. It says the world, but it's horizontal. Clarify the world. Horizontal. Card comes out. It says the sun. What in the Lord is that saying? What is that? Wow, we have the world here too. Maybe I will take that. Take that. All right, let's see what other energy comes out and we'll come back to this. Tell us about the mystery person for Capricorn. What is in this person's general energy towards Capricorn? So we have this Page of Swords reversed. What else? Card comes out. It says Seven of Pentacles reversed. This is immediately telling us, Capricorn, that's this whoever this individual is, something did not go to plan, or they're trying to evaluate why something is not, or outcomes that did not work. In other words, here's the problem with the world energy, all right? Upright is good across the board. Doesn't matter what it is, it's good. It tells us either situations transforming, situations changing, crossing in a new chapter of life, whether it be you by yourself or in a connection with somebody, growth, spiritual growth, learning lessons is a big emphasis here, spiritual connection, being aligned on your path, your journey. There's a million things you can go off on here, all right? You can also talk about things you've been manifesting coming to fruition, all right? But there's a big emphasis when it comes to relationships in trying to cross that chapter together, all right? In other words, can you and this person, in theory, go on a journey together and evolve, grow the connection? Does it work? It's showing the horizontal. In other words, implying the potential that there may have been instances where it was going in the right direction, but then not going in the right direction. In other words, it was sputtering. All right. This sun is not clear. I can only assume that there was some type of, there's two things it's suggesting here. Either there was high hopes for the future. It is a very positive card in the tarot, but it is also a card of illumination. All right. In other words, revealing something, and it was going over this world here, trying to get answers of some sort, and it's showing it in their energy that this person seems to be a little trying to do just that, get answers or examine something, all right? Seven of Pentacles being reversed can also talk about outcomes that did not go to plan, all right? In other words, you wanted it to go in a certain direction, or you had hopes it would go in this direction, or hopes that a Capricorn would do something or act a certain way or be a certain way, and maybe that expectation didn't get met, all right? Instead, Capricorn didn't act a certain way and did a different thing that was not expected. Maybe that person didn't really like that outcome, all right? Does that mean that they're off the hook? No. You can also talk about their behavior being a problem. But whatever the case is, it's some type of outcome or issue that kept on occurring. This person is wondering why that is. Okay. So in plain English, what I'm trying to tell you is that there was some issue or problem between the both of you that kept on reoccurring. Why is this person in the Page of Swords reversed energy? About what? It says the Chariot reversed. Wow. Insurmountable obstacles or things getting stuck. It's saying that this person is overcomplicating things or not thinking about this in a positive way. This page here is it's erratic energy, and whenever it's reversed, never good, because it's saying this person can look at it in a harsh light or just assume things. Yep, it's all Capricorn's fault. Bastard. Just kidding. It can also be blaming energy. In other words, I already know everything. It's not me. It's you. I mean, yeah, I'm being fair. Of course I'm being fair. It's your problem. You're the problem. Well, that's not really a mature way, because a mature person would probably be like, you know, I've been reflecting on what you told me, and I've been looking at my behavior, and yeah, maybe I could work on this. That's more maturity. But this is, fuck no, it's your problem. You're the issue, not me. Nope. So, something around that that's suggesting that this person's got irritability in their energy. How does this person see Capricorn? And we've got this Queen reversed here. They may, I'm going to take that. And we have 7 of Wands here. I don't want to take all of this. This person may, I'm not going to read all of it, but we'll take the Queen reversed. But this person may feel that you are making things more complicated than it needs to be. Again, not me. It's you. I try to make things work, but you know who. Making things way harder than it needs to be. How does this person see Capricorn, this mystery person? How do they see Capricorn? We have another card here. Also got a reversed King. This is the 8 of Wands reversed. And it aligns with this energy as well. So either it's suggesting a Capricorn that has limited to no communication, or it's just not seeing anything go anywhere with this person. Maybe you just don't want to. All right, you may have worst possible case scenario is you've blocked this person, or you're trying to deliberately not talk with them. All right. Or you just don't see it going anywhere. But this 8 of Wands, when it's reversed, it's quite significant, because it can almost talk about things between a job or a situation or something that's going on in your life, especially a relationship, coming to an immediate stall. It slows down, stops, not going anywhere. It's like the gasoline just ran out of the tank. Just stop. All right. What do we got here? I want to take that. What is the challenge with the... What's causing the 8 of Wands to be reversed? What? I don't even know if I can ask that, but let's just try. We have this. I'm going to take that. I split the deck here. We're going to take that. Wow, we've got a Knight here that's reversed too. Like, things can't move forwards to calmer waters. Going to take that. So again, this is if I had to take a guess, it's a Capricorn that is not seeing progress with this person. So in justice to your side, while this person may look at you as the source of the problem, it's also showing on your side that you kind of feel that more so this person is like, you can't. It's going backwards, right? The opposite of everything I told you about the world. All right. Well, here's an example. Just a very simple, straightforward example, and you can apply it how you want to see it, Capricorn. You're in a connection with somebody, all right? They have bad financial, like let's say you have an apartment with them, and you've kind of ruled out that, hey, you know, you're spending and all this kind of stuff, it's a big problem because I'm working too and I'm paying the lights or whatever like that, and you said you're gonna have the money. And then this person doesn't have the money because why? They've spent it on stupid shit, or they're lying about money got lost or this or that, whatever. They come up with a reason. Very quickly, you're gonna eventually realize there's some BS going on here, or maybe you suspect that, I don't know, all right? Maybe then they arrive to the conclusion that, yes, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm going to do better. And, you know, I've got this other thing lined up and I'm going to fix that. And everything's good again for a while. And then guess what happens? It happens again. All right. This is like the same thing going around in circles here. We're not making progress. We keep going back to the same issue. All right. It could have been an issue with that, trying to get to calmer waters or move things in a better direction. This just tells me like it's a connection, that there was like a low, I don't know, some dysfunction probably here, or like a repetitive problem. Despite the vision, it's just a problem that keeps getting in the way here. But if I had to take a guess, it's either one or both people doing the same. It's the same recurring issue. But at least on the positive, this person's aware of it, but it's not showing them handling it very well. What is the near future outcome between Capricorn and this mystery person? What can we know? What does it suggest? Near future outcome. It says Page of Cups reversed. Why the Page of Cups reversed? It doesn't sound like this person's attitude, and it's showing 2 of Cups. I'm going to take this and this. Wow, we even got this here too. And we got this King. I'll take that as well. To me, Capricorn, the problem with this person is that there's something to do with their mood or something like that that is a problem here. And they I don't know if they have an attitude, which is high possibility, but we have this Knight that went over your side. So it's possible that you may still want to try and make things work with this person, but their energy shows they are quite difficult as a person, it would suggest. Why is this person so difficult? Why would it suggest they are so erratic or difficult with their energy? What is causing that? What drives that? It says 9 of Cups. So it's showing something about success or them wanting fulfillment. So it's like, in other words, they're not getting the outcome they want. Which is true, because that's saying they're not getting what they want. Here's my final thoughts here, Capricorn. Good luck. This person, to me, in my opinion, if this is true or it's resonating, it seems like their energy is quite... I don't want to say this person's a bad person. I'm not saying it, because I could be, like I said, how you read tarot, you always got to be careful, all right? But it does show their energy a little bit complicated as a person, in my opinion. It seems like they're very indecisive, or they're vacillating a lot. It does show reflection, heavy reflection energy. They seem to be wondering why things are not going a certain way or something like this. I mean, your side does show some interest to cooperate, but and it's also showing on their side like they have a vision or something that they are wanting it to go in a certain direction, and it doesn't seem to be it's not going like that. And so it's almost showing like there's some degree of irritability or uncertainty. about what to do when it comes to this. I don't know. I'm done with this reading. You be the judge, Capricorn. I think there is potential for, well, you know, I'm just gonna, no, I'm not gonna go that far. You be the judge of what you think this is for you, all right? It suggests you see something, so it's gotta be positive. Take that for Aquarius, maybe. Aquarius. Whatever, we'll take that. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Aquarius. Hope all my aquas are doing great. Who is this person? What can we know about the mystery person for Aquarius? Card comes out. It says Two of Pentacles. We're taking this Eight of Pentacles. Don't know why, but we're going to put it as a crowning energy there. We'll see what comes out. This immediately, whoever this person is, it seems like something potentially as a chaotic energy of some sort, but with the Eight of Pentacles, if we use it, there's always potential. Try and work on this. We'll see. Something like work in progress comes to mind. What is in this mystery person for Aquarius? What is in their general energy towards Aquarius? It says Strength reversed. Also have this Knight reversed. Card comes, shoots out. It says Two of Cups. Why is Strength reversed in there? Wow, card comes out. Wow. Whoever this person is, Aquarius, has some interest in a connection with you, but has low confidence that it will work out. Well, actually not work out, but the page is always strong for just breaking the ice. Hey, mi amo es grandma. How are you? Maybe this person feels that it could be something similar as like a language barrier between the both of you. I don't know. Right? But getting your foot in the door to contact or talk to somebody is the first step of anything to go anywhere. All right? This person does clearly see something that's positive, but one would immediately ask this, what is this about? We don't know yet. Okay. How does this mystery person for Aquarius see Aquarius? Says the Nine of Cups reversed. So this is quite. I mean, let's not say it's negative. So this is saying, implying they see you as somebody that it didn't work out with, or it's the opposite of a wish coming true. In other words, whatever they had hoped for didn't happen. Bummer. This potentially is suggesting they had high hopes, or at some point, I would imagine they still do, some type of vision, or how old or recent this is, I don't know either. Could be, is this old energy or is this new energy? Don't know. This kind of almost implies a low confidence here on this person. For some reason, they're not confident. Doesn't mean to say to everything, it's just saying towards you. It doesn't seem to be much confidence here. This is like that person that's like, yeah, it could be good and everything like that, but yeah, it's not gonna ever work. It's probably not gonna happen. It's like that kind of energy. It's like, well, how do you know that unless you've tried? Why does this person have low confidence towards Aquarius? It also shows 5 of Pentacles. This person may feel very disconnected from you. If this person came around to Aquarius, how would Aquarius see this person? So we've got this Page of Pentacles and the Hangman. It says you would think about it. How about that? It's saying you would think about it. This automatically gives us a clue, Aquarius, because if you have to think about it, it means there is a problem of some sort. And this has to give us a clue that one would ask the very burning question, has there been a failed... Because I'm like, is this a new person? It could be, but at the same time, this is also suggestive here of, I don't know, you may have had some problems or issues with this person. All right. In my opinion, anytime you gotta contemplate something or think about something, there's a reason. All right. If you had no reasons, you would just say, "Yep, let's go, let's do it." But it's not saying that. You're saying like, "Well, I'll run it by HR. We'll see what the policy is towards you. But you know, if we're interested, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. All right." Got to run him by the background check. Just do it like 3 times, just to make sure. Why is Aquarius not sure about this person? Why would Aquarius have to think about this mystery person? It says because they've disappointed you before. Well, Wow, we even get the 3 of Swords. If evidently this person, whoever they are, has let you down before. This is probably explaining why this person has low confidence towards coming towards you again, because they are aware that, you know what? I might have done some damage in the past, and this may not make Aquarius very fond of me right now. But, you know, I really like my boo thing back. Been a while since I've been able to gaslight my Aquarius, and I'm getting awfully antsy. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What is the near future outcome between Aquarius and this mystery person? What can we know? I'm gonna take this 7 of Cups. It goes over the 2 of Cups. It says the Queen of Swords. Well, Aquarius, here's my final opinion about this individual. This, unfortunately, has given us the clue we needed, that whoever this individual is, most certainly not for say a new person. It is somebody that you have wasted time on before. I would imagine you absolutely did give them the time of day, and you probably put your effort into whatever, see where it would go. Maybe there was chemistry between the both of you, all right? But it's somewhere along the lines, it's suggesting that failed, all right? Given that it's pointing towards your side as being quite disappointed with the outcome, it probably implies that this person, in what way, I don't know, something happened. Maybe I could argue they left or abandoned ship, or maybe they found somebody else, or maybe you guys just couldn't get along. I'm not sure. All right. It doesn't, I mean, here's the other thing to keep in mind. It's just because it's showing this on your side doesn't mean to say they weren't disappointed too. It's just not showing it here. It kind of gives us a hint that at some point they were hoping for something positive to happen between the both of you, and it didn't work out. Something went wrong. So let's not play the one side. You know, again, I'm saying that even though I'm an Aquarius, let's not play the one side here that it's poor me and F them type thing. That's not what this is saying here. All right. So it could have been both sides had disappointment. But yes, is there that potential that maybe they did screw things up? Yeah. So just keep that in mind is all I'm saying. All right. But it is nonetheless showing that whatever happened, despite that, this person still seems to have interest to want to come back around. You know, does this person really wants to have a long-term commitment or anything around that? Probably not. Who knows? But it is suggesting a connection at bare minimum is something they want with you. All right. How does that look to them? I don't know. Is it a situationship? Is it a friends with benefits? Is it let's just revisit old memories and have a loose connection? Don't know. All right. But there's interest there. That's the important thing. Low confidence it'll work out. This person seems to believe that it's not going to go anywhere. This is, again, maybe I shouldn't kind of energy. All right. It shows you would be thinking about that. If this person did come around, you would see it as an opportunity, but be like, I'm got to definitely think about this. Hanging Man is definitely someone that is hesitant, if not stuck, and trying to see things in a different light. In other words, am I just completely convinced this person's a bastard, or do I need to look at things a different way? All right. It's kind of like that. Why would you be doing that? Especially if somebody told you, was trying to convince you that, hey, things are different. Well, then you might be trying to examine that if that is true. All right. It's definitely suggesting some kind of problem here where you being hesitant or unsure is going to be probably a potential issue here. To me, it seems like something that has had, again, a lot of chaotic energy in the past, but there's also this questioning of whether it can be fixed. All right, advice for Aquarius. It says 8 of Wands reversed. Why is that the advice? It says 2 of Cups. So we have this here too. I'm going to take that. All right. Here's your advice, Aquarius. All right. It is suggesting something about the past, being hesitant about it. With the Death reversed, it is talking about reverting back with past baggage or issues, and being apprehensive or defensive about it will kill the connection. It'll kill any chance of anything moving forwards. It's giving you potentially that advice, suggesting that for this to have any shot, this would have to be addressed. Why could it be saying that? Probably because it's driving the way you feel towards this person, if this reading applies to you. But, you know, again, just because it's telling you that as advice doesn't mean to say to go along with it. At the end of the day, when push comes to shove, you follow what your judgment and your intuition tells you, not what some cards tell you. Good luck to you, Aquarius. Good luck. Bye-bye. All right, we've got one sign left, and then we're done. And then we're done. Pisces. You're never going to guess what. You are the last sign. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Pisces. Who is this person? What can we know about them? What can Pisces know? What can my dog know? It says the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. We don't really know what that's suggesting just yet. What is in this mystery person for Pisces, this person being described as King of Pentacles reversed? What is in their general energy towards Pisces? It says Page of Wands reversed. Let's use a different deck as well. What else is in their general energy towards? I want to take this Hierophant reversed, and I'm going to take this Three of Cups reversed. So we're going to take both of those. I'm going to put them as a crowning energy. What is in their general energy towards Pisces? Seven of Swords. Wow, this person is not off to a good start here. Whoever this person is got some questionable qualities about them. Okay, I'd say about 90%, well, about 85 to 90% of the readings tonight have been fairly okay, good. Maybe one was a little questionable, but this energy here for your reading is, this is not a good start, because it already tells us a King of Pentacles reversed is somebody that does not embody very conservative or orderly characteristics. In other words, they can have the potential to be problematic, in, if I could describe it in one word. Why is Seven of Swords here in their general energy? Magician. Well, it may not be bad. So this is implying if it was, let me ask this. If the Seven of Swords was negative, why would they want to do that? If the Seven of Swords was negative, why would this mystery person want Magician? I think it's positive, but it says to create confusion. Wow. This energy, so here's the thing. All right. Let's just start from the beginning here. All right. This energy here is a crowning energy, tells us that this person may be somebody that's a bit unorthodox, right? With the Three of Cups reversed, it's kind of a negative card in the tarot, but it can talk about, with the Hierophant reversed, somebody that has a different view on how relationships are. Translation, they're open to a wide range of things, okay, that maybe aren't so conservative. Okay, who would embody somebody that is into that kind of stuff? Well, a King of Pentacles would do that too, because the King of Pentacles, if it was upright, more talks about a stable king that would more favor long-term commitments, would be more favorable to family, having one partner, would be somebody that is, you know, values loyalty or commitment, things like that. But it's showing the opposite. And the Hierophant reverse also shows opposite qualities to normalities, societal norms, right? So it's describing a person here that probably has an interesting view of life or way they like to conduct life, all right? They may not display these qualities in public, who knows, but it is showing that, you know, they might like to be a little Dora Explorer, the adult version, all right? This is showing somebody that would lead you on towards a commitment, but it's saying it could lead you to confusion. In other words, the promise of more later. All right, that's the negative of it. If we do not look at the negative, it would suggest someone strategizing on how to make something work. But again, I was hesitant to think that, but it's possible. This Page of Wands reverse is probably telling us that, I don't know, it's non-specific. It's kind of showing something's not starting, or it failed to start, or there was an opportunity missed. Which would make sense in why this person's thinking about how to make it work. All right. Could have been a rejection. That's possible. How does this person see Pisces, this mystery person? Ten of Swords. I mean, this is pretty much a no for me, Pisces, if I'm honest. Whoever this person is not, it's not showing as in good energy. I mean, this could almost suggest like they see you as someone they cheated on or left high and dry. I mean, how would Pisces see this mystery person? If this mystery person came around to Pisces, how would Pisces react or see this person? It says 8 of Pentacles reversed. Someone you could not make it work with, or it just doesn't work. Why, like, what is... I mean, what else is there really to say about this? I mean, what is this person, for whatever reason, has interest in you? What is the near future outcome between Pisces and this person? Devil? Well, guess I'm just looking at what else can I look at here. I mean, this reading's pretty straightforward. Here's my final thoughts so far, Pisces. I think I can ask one more question before we close this out. Whoever this person is clearly, it's strongly suggesting someone that's got problems or issues here, all right? Narcissism is possible with this person, all right? I don't like talking about narcissism, and I don't think I've brought it up at all tonight, but it's possible here. This person's showing some kind of unusual behavior in their energy, all right? There does suggest this person may have an unorthodox or unusual kind of personality. All right, not common. It also shows them as strategizing towards you. This person may like to play games or keep you guessing, which tells me that they want something from you. Is it sex? Possibly. All right, this person may like to have options. If you had any kind of kinky relationship with this person, they may be allured by that. This person could also have domineering or anger problems or unpredictable personality, erratic. All right, this person may have a problem with keeping commitments or dishonest. All right. What is this person hiding? This mystery person for Pisces, what are they hiding? It says 4 of Swords reversed. Why? Tell us more about that. I don't see anything negative with that. It says 7 of Wands. So it's almost implying they don't want something to move on. If that is true, why would they not want it to move on? What is their interest in it? It says coming out of the 10 of Swords reversed. And it goes to the Devil. Again, I'm not going to change anything I've said here, Pisces. This to me sounds like a person, if you had a third party, this reading would absolutely make sense. This sounds like a person that does not want you to move on. If you had problems with this person and in and out where they cannot keep their commitments, they keep lying or they keep changing up things, it's suggesting they still want to keep you in that loop. There's nothing that I can say positive about this person whatsoever. Their intentions don't look good. Whatever their motives are is unusual. They seem to have a fixation about wanting to keep something going between the both of you. Who this actually applies to, I don't know. I'm sure there are some Pisces that resonate. If you are a semi-normal Pisces, this reading probably doesn't apply to you tonight. But hey, this is what's coming out. It is what it is. It's a negative reading, and it's a no for me, all right? If this makes sense to you, I wouldn't deal with this person at all, especially if this resonates. I'd just close them out. No. All right, there's nothing positive about this person. Their motives don't look good. That's what I got for you guys. Good luck to you. All right, maybe check out some of the other readings if you have other placements. All right, not all the, most of the readings were fairly good. All right. I do appreciate everybody for watching, especially if you made it to the end. I know there's a couple of you that actually watch all the signs right to the end. I don't know who it is, but somebody is showing on the analytics that we're getting that. That's how we're getting such good watch time. So thank you if you're one of those people. Anyways, good luck and good night. Bye for now.